Hey, what's up guys? Mortarman here, and I'm back again with another Army story. Yes, it is time for another Army story. I know you guys have been waiting patiently, and I've just been a little bit too busy lately to get this out there. So here it is. I hope you enjoy it. This is going to be the one about the Misfire and the EOD cache. I haven't really settled on exactly the title of the video yet, but it basically involves two different instances. Like all my Army stories, this is definitely a true story that's happened to me, and it was a little bit scary, but I think that some of it you will find pretty entertaining. So what happened is, one day we're out on a live fire exercise, and we'd been out. I think we've been out in the field about 2 weeks, and this basically just every day is a new fire mission, you know, and this is live fire. And as you know, I'm in a mortar platoon, and the 120 millimeter mortar weapon system fires at long range up to approximately 5 miles or whatever. So anyway, we've got our all of our tracks, our 113 vehicles are in a line, and we've got our coordinates and everything, and we're doing the fire mission. And my position on the track is I'm the driver, but when we're when we're firing rounds, I'm the assistant gunner. And so my job basically is to load the rounds into the mortar. And so if you're not familiar with what a mortar is, I'll post it in the video. I'll post a picture right about now. I'll show you what a mortar is. It's I believe it's a 9-foot long tube, and a 37-pound round, big ass bullet gets dropped down the middle of it and fires away. And it's a very dangerous machine or apparatus, whatever you want to call it, to deal with. But anyway, we're dropping live rounds. I've just dropped a round down the tube, and it didn't go off. It just goes ting, just this loud ting. You know, it's like if somebody hit a piece of iron with a sledgehammer. That's about what it sounded like. And so this is my very first misfire. I haven't been at my unit very long at this period, so I'm still kind of fresh out of basic training. And so the drill is misfire, 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 and that gets everybody's attention. No matter what track you're on, the whole platoon, everybody, you yell it so everybody can hear, because this is now went from a live fire mission to an unexploded ordnance mission. And now the task at hand is to get this 37-pound bomb out of the end of this fucking mortar and get it to a safe location without anybody dying. And so as the low man on the totem pole, the driver and the assistant gunner of the track...
So there's no voting.
There is no vote. This is not a democracy. This is a fucking dictatorship all the way.
Okay.
And so it is my job to get this... I forget what it's called, but it looks like a giant plunger.
You can't even draw straws?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, and so we get this device. It's about well, it's as long as a tube. It's about 9 to 10 feet long, and it's got like a claw type thing on the end of it, and it's designed specifically for this. You shove it down. Well, first of all, let me back up. The door of the 113 stays open. The back hatch of the door, the back hatch stays open laid down onto the ground during firing. And if a misfire happens, you're to release the tripod from the tube and lower down the tube very carefully until it is at a 90 degree, or no, that'd be a 180 degrees.
Flat.
Be flat with the ground. It'd be,
okay.
What is that, horizontal?
Horizontal.
It'd be horizontal with the ground. Okay. And so once you get it level, then somebody in my position would go to the front of the tube, not stand directly in front of the tube, but you take this apparatus and you shove it into the tube and try to clamp on to the head of this live unexploded ordnance that could literally take out a whole entire football field if it went off. And you slowly pull it out of the end of the tube, and then the job has just began. I've got to...
Wait a minute. Did you pray?
I don't
was there
think...
a prayer going through your mind at all, or...
I think everybody was probably praying at that time. You know, because it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it is super serious. And so once we get it attached and we've got it pulled out, it's a two-man job retracting it or extracting it. But once it's extracted, it's a one-man job. They hand it off to me. I'm the low man on the totem pole, and then I have to carry this sumbitch 150 meters away from the firing line into a pre-dug pit that I dug, because the low men on the totem pole, all the drivers, all have to dig the EOD pit before any of this ever happens, because you have to be prepared in case there's a misfire. So I got to take this 37-pound round 150 meters away to this pit and lay it in the bottom of the pit just in case it should go off at any moment, you know. And so if it does, I'm the only one that dies. You know, so that, you know, to say, you know, they definitely don't want mass destruction. They just want, if somebody's going to die, it's only going to be one, and I'm a low man on the totem pole. So this was probably one of the most unnerving things that I had ever done. There was, for a split second, when we yelled, when it went ding, you know, and we're like, oh, misfire, misfire, this is really happening. I couldn't believe it was really happening. So there, for a second there was a cool factor, like, oh yeah, we get to do a misfire. And then it dawned on me that, hey, motherfucker, you're going to be the one carrying this motherfucker over there into the pit. You know, I mean, we have trained for it before. It wasn't like I didn't know what to do. I mean, we had trained for it, but it had never happened before. And from what I understand to this day, it still doesn't happen that often. But when it does, there is a procedure, standard operating procedure, how to handle this misfire. And so it's a reality. If this thing were to go off in my arms, I would be dust just instantly, you know. So anyway, I get it over to the pit safely, and we call the EOD crew to come out there, and they retrieve any misfires that we have during the exercise. And that's the only one we got. I mean, it's not like you're going to have several. And so anyway, they get called to come out there and retrieve it. We finish our mission, and a couple of days later, we head back to the rear, back to the garrison area where the main part of the base is. And then I get notified that I've got a special guard duty, and so it's a two-man guard shift, and it's a 24-hour shift, 24 hours. And so one of you has to be awake at all times. They give you a flashlight and a radio, and that's it. And I'm told that I got to go get in this truck and drive for, like, you know, a couple hours or whatever to this shack out in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's an EOD cache is what it is. It's filled with all of these unexploded ordnances, all these duds, misfires, and it's there until they decide that they're going to blow them up, because they take them out like every so often out into one of the largest firing ranges that we have on the base, and they basically blow them up. That's how they discard them. And so, but somebody has to guard that cache 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's a rotating shift. So someone from the base, you know, it could be, you know, for 1 month, you know, it could be your battalion, and then the next month it could be a different battalion, and so on, and it just rotates around the base. But somebody's babysitting that fucking building all the time. And so this is the first time that this has ever happened to me. I didn't know anything about any kind of EOD guard duty or nothing like that. Just so happened that one of those shells in there was mine. So anyway, me and my buddy, we get chosen for the 24-hour shift, and so we have to get driven all the way out in the middle of nowhere and dropped off at this little cement building.
So they don't leave you a truck or nothing.
They don't leave you with. They leave you with a flashlight.
They don't want to ruin a vehicle. They just drop you off.
They don't. Yeah, they don't give you. They don't give you a weapon or nothing. You've got a flashlight and a radio. And I guess the reason they don't give you a weapon is because they don't want you, like, maybe shooting around the building. I don't know. But there's a fence with razor wire, and they take you, and, you know, you unlock the gate and you go inside the fence and lock the gate, and you sit there, not inside but outside. There's no shelter or anything. You just basically sit there on the outside of that building.
There's no tents, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just on the ground. On
the ground. There ain't nothing there. There ain't no chairs.
Wow.
No chairs, no tables, no tent or shelter or nothing. And I guess if the weather were really bad, you know, then they probably would have given us their famous packing list, and they said, here, put this in this packing list and take this with you. But no, we didn't have nothing. Flashlight and a radio. That was it. Two flashlights, one radio. And we were only supposed to, you know, call on that radio if something happened. Otherwise, we just wait until they show up to get us.
I don't think that radio would have.
Yeah. Well, I think the only instance that you would be calling on that radio is if somebody were attacking you or something like that. But you're on a base, you know, you're in a fairly controlled environment, you know, but somebody's got to guard it in case some yahoo wants to come try to, you know, steal some big, you know, ammunition or whatever. And there's all kinds of ammunition in there, so it was probably one of the most boring guard duties that I ever been on, you know. But I didn't even, you know, my adventure just started. A couple days before that, I was putting unexploded ordnance in a big hole in the ground, and then a couple days later, I'm guarding that same freaking shell that was in that building, along with another pile, you know, a big pile of others. Yeah, we were meant to be together.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's my EOD. Or my Misfire experience. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the story. That's all I got for now. I'm almost out of time. But I do have a lot more stories to bring you guys. I'm looking forward to trying to put together another one. Maybe tomorrow. Because there was actually 3 different ones I was going to tell tonight. And I couldn't make up my mind which one I wanted to tell because they're all good. But this one I knew would be just a little bit funny. I thought you guys might really get a kick out of it. A couple of others that I can think of right now are a little bit more on the serious side, but still very interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and leave a comment. Leave any questions that you have for me. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. You know, I've got 20,000 likes on my Facebook page now. No, just kidding. I only have about 49 of them. So if you are interested in getting on my Facebook page, then do so. Alright guys, well this is Mortarman with the Next Gamer Network, and we will see you next time. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.